Hey YouTube, this is Matthew Morgan. Just want to say this real quick. For humanity who is surprised by all the evil that's done in this world, I just have to remind you of one little thing. Mankind in general has what's called a fallen nature. Ever since heaven was our home and we wanted free will, the Father told us up above, meaning God, Allah, Ra, Jehovah, whatever you call his name, he told humanity, I don't want you to be released from these gates because I know if you are, hell will break loose. I have already seen into the future of things of free will and it will not work out well. About 99% of the time, free will ruin humanity. About 1% of the time, free will make you actually enjoy it. So I'm just saying, for all the evil and bad in the world, for the slavery, for the molestation, for the theft, murders, robberies, whatever evil on this earth you see you don't like, mankind has chosen its judgment day about a billion so years ago. Humanity already chose its judgment day. That's why we're on this corrupted, cracked, beat up, going towards hell earth. The day humanity left heaven and the Garden of Eden, that was judgment day. The day that Jesus got murdered on the cross was judgment day. And people keep saying, oh, well, this, that, and the other is just, no. Sin, death, and the grave is judgment day, period. Mankind has been suffering from judgment day since the death of Jesus. Believe it or not, the death of Jesus was not no sacrificial lamb shit. It had nothing to do with that. Jesus is not a lamb that was slain for the remission of sin. It has nothing to fucking do with that. Jesus was murdered for his wisdom that he was trying to pass down to humanity. But the rich and in charge did not want Jesus down here because they knew if Jesus stayed down here, he would ruin their hustle. And this whole thing about God judging the world, God hasn't touched this world in a billion years. Ever since when he made it, he hasn't touched it since. His hand will usually come in and out of it trying to help man better itself. Other than that, God hasn't touched this world in a billion damn years. Mankind itself is judging itself and punishing itself because you choose to listen to evil instead of good. And then people are opening up wormholes and portals and stargates and making deals with the devil and demons to find shit that's not supposed to be found. Y'all are legitimately rushing Judgment Day and bringing it faster than it should be. But the reason why I'm making this video is because people assume going to a certain religion is going to protect you from Judgment Day. It will not. Believe in a certain way is not going to keep you from no damn Judgment Day. To be honest, like I said, mankind has been going through Judgment Day since the day the sun first rose over the equator and set back under it. And the Father told man before we were human, I don't want anyone in free will because it's going to ruin you. Angel said, Father, let us enjoy free will. Let us experience it. Let us see what it's like to live in a world where we don't have to worry about you telling us what we can do, telling us what we can't do, saying that's risky, that's evil, that's dangerous. Let us live in a world where we can actually do what we want without worrying about you seeing it or us seeing you see it. Okay. Father said, now quote, I don't want this for you because I know it will not end well. Man said we want it anyway. The Father said, all right. But the Father was so merciful that he didn't let us just go on in free will and ruin ourselves. He placed us in what's called the Garden of Eden, or the Garden of Truth and Prosperity, Love and Peace and all that stuff, where man would never have to worry about death, nor aging, nor disease, nor pain, nor hurt, anything, hunger, nothing. Sin in general didn't exist in the Garden of Eden. It was perfection. It was like God putting heaven on earth for man to enjoy it. But then Lucifer crept in the garden. Then he made it, oh, give one person more apples than another one. They convince both sides. Why do you want to be equal to each other? Why do you want to have the same? Why should everyone be the same? Why are you equal? Isn't that boring? Don't you hate being the same as another person? Don't you hate having the same as another person? Don't you? Don't one person want to have more than the other one? Stuff like that. So then Adams and Eve's more than one. They all went to God and said that they don't want to be in the Garden of Eden because it's boring and everyone's equal, everyone's the same, everyone has the same. They wanted to experience what it feels like for people to have more than other people, have less than other people. Hence, the world you live in today, some people are born rich, some people are born poor, some people are born diseased, some people are born, well, everyone's born into disease, but people have different diseases. Like I said in the video before, there are people that are crippled with functioning legs, but they're crippled to a situation when they don't want to deal with it. There's people with sight that are blind, means they don't want to see something, they turn their head from it. There's people with hearing that are deaf, in other words, when they don't want to hear some shit, they just close their ears to it. There's people with brains that function, but they can think about things and not care about them at the same time. That's all I'm saying. People have likeness and disability. In other words, just because a person is physically in a wheelchair doesn't mean they're not trying to make changes. Just because someone's deaf does not mean they're not trying to hear where they're coming from. Just because somebody might be, blind doesn't mean they're not trying to find some way to see what's going on around them. People have different disabilities. Some people use their disabilities to better themselves and inspire other people. Some people just have no disability that they make on their own. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah.